Moving into the next IPL team, and it's the Gujarat Titans, led by a young skipper, Shubman Gill, who was part of the side last year. And he's once again continuing the leadership group. But I must tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this franchisee have made a wonderful squad in the IPL auction 2025. Prakar with me for the first time. Welcome to the show, Prakar. But first thoughts first, when it comes to the squad, taking into account what you've made in the retentions too, are you happy with the squad we have done in the 2 days of the IPL auction?
Yeah, thank you, Preetham, for having me. I think they've done a very good job in the auction. Most of their bases are covered in the team. I think they are short of probably one batter in the middle order, but I think it will all work out since impact player rule is in place and they have some good overseas options.
Okay, so you're pretty much pleased, but you said about the middle order is something you need to look into. Is you talking about Indian talent in the middle order, or you were okay if you would have gotten overseas?
I think that's the Indian middle order talent that they are missing. They'll have to rely on overseas talent to fill that gap. But again, as we have seen with overseas player, there is more volatility in their performance. So you'll have to take that risk into the account.
Yeah, absolutely true that. So we'll start focusing on what could be the potential playing 11. We both will try our best and see if we can frame a very good and strong playing 11 for the Gujarat Titans. Starting with the openers, I think this is the easiest pick out of the lot.
Yeah.
It has to be Shubman Gill, the captain. On the other hand, Jos the boss, I think is one of the finest signings you have made. Jos Buttler as his partner and also the wicket keeper, in my opinion, Prakar.
Yeah, totally agree with that. Just that I think in one situation, this pair can be caught in trouble. That could be on spinning tracks against slow left arm orthodox bowlers. I think
Okay.
that's a common weakness between these two openers. So team has to be mindful of the conditions also. If they want to rotate sometimes Sai Sudarshan with Butler or Gill in top two, they'll have to strategize based on opposition and conditions.
And especially in conditions like Lucknow and Chennai, where after the power
Exactly.
play you might have Jadeja, Noor Ahmed coming all guns blazing. So you need to be
Exactly.
mindful of that. Fair enough. But for now, I'm slotting in Joss Butler and Shubman Gill at 1 and 2 with one of your overseas already done. Butler doing the captaincy, Butler doing the keeping duties. I'm sorry, and you have Shubman Gill doing the leaderships. At number three, somebody you have retained and shown a lot of faith on him. Sai Sudarshan, no doubt, has to be a number three.
Totally agree with that. He is a very good, I think, player in top order itself, and he has the ability to rotate strike. Even if
Absolutely.
he's not able to hit the boundaries, he's very good at finding the gaps.
Absolutely. He paces his innings really well, and that's something we always used to like. And that knock versus the Chennai Super Kings at Narendra Modi Stadium, the final 2 years ago, still reminds us back. It was a brilliant day. It was Chennai's day, but that knock is
Yeah,
something which was very special. Moving into number four, and this is where you showed your concerns, and this is where we'll have a
yeah,
discussion about. There's no Indian talent. You have got a few quality openers. Some of them are finishers. You have Shahrukh Khan, you have Tewatia, you've got Washington Sundar in, and in domestic cricket for his state, he bats higher up the order. Are you thinking about him, or are you going for an overseas player? You have Mahipal Lomror, Anuj Rawat. Who's your number four in your side?
yeah. So I think since most of the matches this team will play will be on their home ground or in the Modi Stadium, given the batting conditions there, usually the scores are on the higher side of the spectrum. So I think slotting somebody like let's say Sundar on that position might cost you 10-15 runs is what I feel, especially in case if Gill and Butler gets out early, then you will have Sudarshan and Washington in the middle, which I think is more is more suited to for wicket preservation, but not for
Okay,
strike rate increasing. So
correct.
I would want somebody like Glenn Phillips in that position, so that somebody from top three plus Glenn Phillips. I think this will be a combination of good strike rotation plus some power hitting in that middle order. And also just want to call out one thing. Usually people I think underestimate Glenn Phillips
Absolutely,
records.
absolutely.
His stats are much better than a lot of overseas players on batting average and strike
And
rate
to take it
on
into
both of these
account,
things.
he's a three-dimensional player. What a fielder
Exactly.
he is. And I think that's
Amazing
the reason
fielder.
why he can save runs by his fielding for
Exactly.
10, at least 10, 15 runs. Talking about his
Exactly.
off-spin bowling, he's a
Yeah.
very fidgety kind of a cricketer, but always is lively on the field. So you're going for Glenn
Yeah.
Phillips and number four. I would really love to see him
Yeah.
getting game time in the IPL because he was not used by Sunrisers Hyderabad in the last couple of seasons. So I think he can be a game changer if it's on the given day. He's a very powerful ball striker. So you're backing Glenn
Right.
Phillips. I'll slot him in at number four according to you, and I'll keep him in that top four list. Moving into number five, this is where you slowly and steadily go on to your power hitters. No more Killer Miller for your side. So you need to
Yeah.
look into somebody else. Is Shahrukh Khan there in your radar as number five?
Yeah. So Shahrukh, I think according to me, Shahrukh is the only person who can slot in there if you have to choose from Indian talent. Also,
Okay.
he has played on similar position for his state side. He plays either on 4 or 5.
Hmm.
So I think it makes sense for him to slot in there. Just that he'll have to utilize that position and make the best use of opportunity.
Okay, absolutely. That's something you need to. He's a very very experienced player. TNPL. He's a captain as well. He can bowl too, just like we spoken about Glenn Phillips. So he can be somebody very handy, and we know how powerful he is. So you're going for Shahrukh Khan at number five. I'll put that as well. I'll
Yes.
slot him in at number five. You still had only two overseas used out of your top five. Moving into number six, a player you've retained again, Rahul Tewatia, a match finisher you have.
So, yeah, totally agree. He has proved it enough times to have that slot for himself. So he automatically takes that slot. He's a very smart cricketer, even though when you look at him, he might not look like a very classical player,
Mm,
but
correct.
he's a smart player. He knows how
Absolutely.
what he's doing. He gets the team out of difficult situations, and yeah, I think he's a very handy cricketer.
Absolutely. He knows how to get the job done, is what basically is the thing. And in your top six, if you look closely so far, you have two left handers and four right handers. So you can float around if you require somebody like a Rahul Tewati, if it requires a number five or number four. Fair enough. That's
Yeah.
something we need to look into. Two overseas, I'll repeat again, out of your top six. Moving into number seven, you have some all-rounder, bowling all-rounders. I mentioned Washington Sundar's name before. You have somebody like an Arshad Khan. If you go for an overseas, you have Sherfane Rutherford. Where are you heading towards when it comes to your seven, number seven?
So I think at number 7, I am trusting Rashid Khan to take the place.
Okay.
So now I know they have dedicated what 6 batsmen, if I don't count Rashid as a batter, but I think he's a very good batsman as well. Last year, his innings, I think he single-handedly took the team out of a very difficult situation. And on multiple occasions, he has played impactful knocks. So I think slot 7, Rashid Khan has to take, and team has to plan accordingly based on the number of resources they have.
Okay, so that's a no-brainer of having Rashid Khan. I was confused between seven and eight. You're putting in a number
Yeah.
seven. He's a very handy batter, I must tell you. So your top seven has good amount of batting as well. I must tell Prakar. Number eight is now we move on to. Is it going to be
Yeah.
somebody we have the names I've mentioned a while ago?
Yeah, I think Arshad Khan will take number 8 place if they're batting
Okay.
first, and then you can substitute him for impactor or keep him. He's a very good, decent bowler as well. You can use him, but I think Arshad Khan is a good hitter. He can take the
Okay,
number
so
8
so
slot.
your stop. I'm really interesting to hear the reason behind your left out Sai Kishore as well as Washington Sundar both out. No Indian batting all rounder. Is that the reason because you have a leg spinner in Rashid Khan and couple of part time off spinners in Glenn Phillips and Shahrukh Khan in your side? Is that the reason behind your dropping Sundar and also this side Sai Kishore?
So the reason behind that is the impact player rule. You can slot in Sai Kishore in the second innings is what my plan was.
Okay.
That's the rule I would. If this was not the option, then obviously Sai Kishore, in my opinion, will be a second spin option in the team in place of
Okay.
Arshad Khan.
Okay, so for now, so you're saying you're going for Arshad Khan, you want to use Sai Kishore or Washington Sundar as your impact player. So Arshad Khan potentially is your only left arm seamer as well in the side. So he might bring that factor into the account. Number eight, Arshad Khan. Number nine, I think KG Rabada automatically slots that as your fourth and final overseas. Number 10 as well,
Right.
Mohammed Siraj. No brainers, these two. KG Rabada at number nine, Mohammed Siraj at number 10. Who's your number 11?
Number 11, I think, will be Prasidh Krishna. He has done very good in last 2 seasons of IPL, especially with the new ball. So
Mhm.
my plan is to use Prasidh Krishna and Siraj as new bowling options, but I would not use Prasidh in the death overs. I would use Rabada and Siraj in the death overs, and Rabada also in middle overs, right after fifth over.
Okay, so you're planning to use Siraj and Prasidh Krishna with the new ball. That's very interesting to see because generally you don't see the new ball not in the hand of somebody like a KG Rabada. So that's very interesting. We'll see the predicted playing 11 which we have made so far. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Shubman Gill and Jos Buttler are the openers. Sai Sudharsan number 3. Glenn Phillips at number 4. Shahrukh Khan at 5. Rahul Tewati at 6. Rashid Khan at 7. Arshad Khan at 8. Kagiso Rabada at 9. Mohammed Siraj 10. And you have Prasidh Krishna at number 11. Terrific bowling unit, decent enough batting unit, heavily reliant on the top three, I must tell you. Fair enough. That's going into the impact sub as well. You have Sai Kishore, as you mentioned before. You have Anuj Rawat as well. You have Washington Sundar. Ishant Sharma's experience might come into handy. Mahipal Lomror. I think this is a very, very balanced side. If you have to give a rating out of 10 to this side, Prakar, looking into the predicted playing 11, what's yours?
I think it will be 8.5.
Okay, you're saying 8.5. That's a very fair answer, to be honest, because being fair to the franchise. Thank you so much, Prakat. This is a set 11 you've mentioned. We've tried our best to set it, and I think this is a very strong one for Shuman Gill and his side. Thank you so much, Prakat. Thank you to all the viewers for watching this one. The Gujarat Titans predicted playing 11 is done and dusted. Don't forget to subscribe to the Fifth Umpire. Press the bell icon as well. Thank you so much, and bye bye.
Thank you.